10 seconds.
Best of luck.
Somebody check the doorbell.
6, 5,
Go to black.
4, 3.
They're not dolls!
Godzilla's hiding, and it's up to you to find him. Just buy a medium or larger drink. If you find Godzilla, use your decoder to reveal what you've won.
I think I need a bigger box.
How was school today?
Killed it per usual. Check it out.
Oh, that's my little scholar. Today, honor student. Tomorrow, UN Secretary General.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. How's everybody doing so far? What was your favorite Luann Loud episode? I'm so grateful I actually managed to get those episodes out of the way, because now I'm actually going to request episodes for several weeks until we reach June. And the first request I actually got out of the Loud House box? Absent Minded. It is the 28th episode from season 3, and likely above all, the 129th episode. You know, normally it would almost felt a little difficult for me to review an episode that gives Clyde McBride more screen time. Because, you know, I'm that kind of guy who's muchly hooked on with Lincoln and his sisters. Because this is an episode I didn't know what to actually think about. But luckily I was able to find somebody who can fill in Clyde McBride's shoes in an episode that would actually have a focus on him. May I present to you all
Oh man, is it an honor? I am in the very presence of the Loud House Critic himself. This is almost a dream come true for me, because I have been a huge fan of you and your reviews, man. Like, not to mention the fact that I am a total Loud House fanboy myself. So, yeah, I have never reviewed an episode, I've never done a review in my entire life. I mean, I do have the potential to review stuff with how much I complain about how the most mean-spirited of things, the most contrived of bullshit, but either way, it's kind of nice to be doing a review with one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. I know that Nostalgia Critic and Angry Video Game Nerd and Sabespark and those other guys from the intro I can't remember. I know that they were your inspiration, but even if I am pursuing an acting career, one of my many hobbies I am considering is doing reviews on YouTube. And you will be one of, and I will credit you, the Loud House Critic, as one of my many inspirations for that in particular. So, it's good to be on the show.
Well, since this is your first time reviewing a Loud House episode with me, let's get down to business.
Look, I tend to stumble over my lines. I tend to stumble over things quite a lot, in case you haven't noticed. Anyway, I don't really have an exact opinion of that episode, but I'm pretty sure I will once I get through reviewing it with you. I mean, by the way, you know how you like to make references in your reviews to stuff like Space Jam and The Mask and all that stuff? Well, I make references too. And a lot of the show, and a lot of the things I'm going to make references to, you might not have an exact opinion of, or have an exactly high opinion of.
Alright, okay, slow down there, Skipper. We're just getting started.
Wow, Clyde! Perfect attendance since kindergarten? That's really impressive.
I was just about to say, Lincoln. Hell, I'm pretty much a perfect attendant person myself, back in school and even at work. And I would show up on time every time. But at this point in the age, I start to miss school a lot.
You're the first kid at our school to get this award in 30 years. You're right. It is a big deal. I gotta document it in my school journal. Got attendance award at school today. Beautiful ceremony.
Whoa, hold on a second. Look at this book. October 31st. Halloween costume not as successful as I hoped. Irony of my Santa costume lost on many. Yeah, you could probably guess why Santa was not meant for Halloween.
Also, this Halloween aspect of his journal, one of the funniest things I've seen in quite a while. One time during Halloween at my school, one of the students was dressed up as Santa Claus, and he even played Christmas music. Kind of adds to the irony once you think about it.
By the way, was this an idea that didn't exactly go as well too for a movie back in 1993?
This is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
November 1st, putting yesterday's disappointment aside, putting my focus back on Lori. Come on, dude, get a fucking life. And the next day, blood drive at school today, ran into Lori didn't have enough left to donate. The guilt. I can't imagine why. As if that running gag was getting too much old pretty fast ever since Get the Message.
Oh, I know what a strange little man. To be honest, I'm kind of glad they got rid of this running gag.
Look, I know they changed Clyde in future episodes, but somehow I'm still in season 3, so this shit is still going on, people. You can't blame me for it. Even if I gotta keep reminding everybody that we're back in season 3, we're not even in season 6.
Oh, crap. I forgot this is a season 3 episode. Clyde hadn't moved on from Lori until season 4. Oh, God, this is gonna be long.
You writing that every day? Yep, every day since kindergarten. Great way to preserve important memories. Here. Stayed after school to clap erasers. It was amazing. Traded my dad's keys for Rusty's leftover pizza. Big mistake.
Survey says...
Well, I guess we'll have to change his diaper.
Ew, no.
Accidentally bumped into Molly in the hall. Felt guilty the rest of the day. Didn't go to school today. Aced the math test. Wait,
what? Seriously, this obsession of Lori, I'm so glad it finally died down. Because I don't think half a dumb blonde teen is actually going to get laid with you. And I felt really quite disturbed how the way she called him Sugar Bear and Butterfly Effect.
Those pictures of Lori are one of the many creepy things that I have seen from this show. And considering the lineup of creepy, disgusting, and hideous things in various episodes I've seen, that's saying a lot. This series is meant to be a throwback to 90s cartoons, I get that. But did they really have to bring back the gross out aspect? That was one of the worst parts of 90s cartoons. Especially that disgusting abomination mixture of Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy, whose name shall not be mentioned in the presence of a glorious critic such as yourself.
Didn't go to school today. No! I can't believe it. I'm a fraud. I'm gonna have to return this.
Don't you dare.
Don't you pull that shit now!
So you missed one day out of what? 1,000? That's still pretty awesome, Clyde.
I'm with Lincoln on this. That is actually kind of surprising.
Perfect attendance, Lincoln. What do you think that means?
Shit, I can never tell. What do you think it means? I already know what it means to me. And that's not even counting the holidays either.
Do what you need to do. Tuck back plaque. Devastating blow. But the right thing to do.
There's something about the plot of this episode that just ain't gonna add up. So now we're back at the elementary school, and Clyde pays Principal Hudgens a visit.
Principal Huggins, got a second?
I always have time for a VIP like you, Mr. Perfect Attendance.
That's what everybody in town is actually calling me, a VIP holiday bicyclist. But I'm gonna keep the rest of the details in my book as I'm writing this true story.
You shouldn't call me that, sir.
Don't be so modest, son. I know what a big deal this award is. You know the last kid to win it 30 years ago? This good-looking guy right here.
Well, at least we know you're not adopted.
Jesus, 30 years? Really that long, eh? SpongeBob only managed to get his perfect attendance award in the span of like 6 years.
I'd like to make you my junior administrator.
And how do you think Clyde is actually gonna take this?
Survey says...
I have to keep going until I win, though. Hate this boss. She's different, but she's hard. I think the game took pity on me and gave me a horseshoe.
It's a lot of responsibility. You'll raise the flag every day, help Cheryl with the clerical work, weigh in on the cafeteria menu.
Uh-oh, that sounds a little too much rewarding.
Oversee the hall monitors and read the morning announcements.
I didn't expect this to be a foreshadow to a grave mistake. Now it all makes sense. I don't know why I forgot about this episode.
Morning announcements?
Well, if you're going to stutter like that, you can't do it. And if all goes well, who knows, McBride? Who knows?
Hey, if Porky Pig can do it, so can Clyde.
Fuck off, Principal Hudgens.
Maybe someday you'll be sitting at this very desk.
Uh-oh, here comes the most selfish idea thinking, if anybody remembers Ties That Bind, what Lincoln thought of what it would be like to be the only child. Then again with Clyde McBride, he would never be that cruel.
Lincoln Loud Jr., please report to the principal's office. Again.
Okay, first off, why the hell is Lincoln getting in trouble so much at this time? Secondly, there's no way in fucking hell Lori would actually marry that. Shit, he looks like a mini version of Eddie Murphy who had a bad crossover in That's So Raven.
So what do you say?
I accept, sir!
Oh, Christ.
I feel so great for Clyde, but then again I feel a little too ashamed of him. Because normally Clyde would actually do the right thing. But I guess somehow Season 3 wanted to trade in for Lincoln's place for once, and let Clyde be in Lincoln's shoes for this one time.
The golf cart? No way!
Just one of the perks of being junior administrator.
Seriously, Principal, do you not actually drive a car? It's kind of embarrassing to the whole entire townspeople that seen someone driving around a golf cart. You'd think that would be kind of illegal to actually drive a golf cart around on the road like this. Myself, I prefer to take the moped.
Later, Mr. Junior Administrator!
Wow, Clyde! Junior Administrator? So, Principal Huggins didn't care that you missed one day of school?
Actually, just like you and the other sisters, he didn't actually tell them.
He offered me this job and said he thinks I could be principal someday. It's the dream I never knew I had.
It's probably the best dream you're never going to actually enjoy. Hell, I didn't even want to be school president. I'd be too much uptight and too strict with everything. That's why I chose a life of not being a Democrat.
Do you think less of me for not being honest? Not at all. And I think you'd make a great principal. Thanks, buddy. I'll try not to be too hard on Lincoln Jr. What?
It's such a pleasure to meet the only reason Dave Coulier got a job on Full House.
I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna fucking question about what made him say that in the first place. Shit, what makes him think Lincoln is actually gonna have a kid in the future? We've already got so much the fandom base actually being so much toxic with shipping Lincoln and his sisters. Just don't need more of that shit.
Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
Perhaps a bit more oregano.
Can we? No!
some zang to it.
Just me, or does that cafeteria lady look like someone who we never got to see before? And the Loud siblings actually mentioned her in Picture Perfect. Ah, well, close enough.
Very good. Yes, yes.
Looking good, man!
Now, Norm just waxed the floors, so let's be extra careful out there, people.
I'm sure these guys will make way better hall monitors than SpongeBob ever dreamed of being.
Going live in 3, 2... Good morning, Royal Woods Elementary. This is Junior Administrator Clyde McBride with today's announcements. Due to a statewide investigation into the effects of chalk dust, no erasers are to be clapped until further notice.
You're doing great, kid. Just keep your head in the game.
Good morning, Royal Woods. Democracy has taken over the United States of America, and today's weather is a hailstorm of brimstone raining down upon us. So jump right in bed and say your prayers. And also tell your parents that Uranus is not really a planet's name. Yeah, bet y'all didn't predict all this was gonna come down to us, sooner or later.
Land sakes, I can sure use the help of my new project. Digitizing all the student files.
Holy shit.
All student files? Does that include attendance records? Well, why wouldn't it, Junebug?
To be honest, I think all this moment was missing was just Clyde having birds chirp around him. But I suppose that can't happen all the time when characters get hurt.
Now we end up back at the Loud House, and Clyde meets up with Lincoln. Check this out.
Lincoln, I've got a cold butterscotch! Cheryl's digitizing the school records and is going to find out that your attendance isn't perfect?
Wow, that was really just a guess?
Shit, did you just figure that out in about 2 seconds? Or did you stay up all night trying to memorize what you were going to say to Clyde when he found out? However, Lincoln decides to jump in and help his buddy Clyde out at school and go through all the files.
Well, that took less time than I thought it would. We did it! And with my files safely in my possession, my little secret is perfectly safe.
I know so many people out there are going to predict that this is going to be another liar reveal episode, but I can honestly just say Clyde is a very good kid. Except for one episode where he became very unlikable. But someone he never had a liar reveal episode before. But all I can say is expect the unexpected, and it all comes down to the end.
Whew. Now no one will ever know I lied about my perfect attendance. Success! Success!
Shut up, man! You're right.
But I'll beat your ass later.
Is no one still doing here? Do you think you heard what I just said? Probably not. He must have. These halls echo like the Grand Canyon. Principal Huggins, who'll interrogate me, and I'll crumble like a cookie. Here's what I do.
Whoa, 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 Clyde, cool your jets, buddy.
Judas, I swear he takes after his gay red-headed father. He really shouldn't be in his shadow too much. But as bad as Lola didn't want to win the frickin' Minnie McFiggle Award, Clyde and Lincoln decided to do janitor's work. Yeah, you heard me, Clyde and Lincoln. Like Clyde couldn't actually carry this episode without having Lincoln in it. I think it would have been so much better if Clyde did much of this by himself without the help of Lincoln.
Toilets are all clean. How's it going out here? The soap scum and mildew are almost gone. I think we may be stuck with the smell forever, though.
Just keep pumping the power nozzle to release a continuous burst of mist and make quick work of big jobs. It even works on stainless steel. It cuts through 100% of dirt, grease, and grime. Available with easy-to-swap refills. To get 3 times the cleaning power, try Clean Freak from Mr. Clean.
Loud, McBride, are you boys cleaning?
Yep, just thought you could use a little help.
Wow, much appreciated. I haven't touched this bathroom since the great flood of 2012.
Hold on to your comments, because when we get through with this review, I'm going to explain all the things of what happened back in 2012.
Oh, now you don't have to. You know what they say, Norm. I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Oh, I like where this is going. I mean, no sarcasm behind this at all. I am actually willing to see how far he's willing to go with this.
That's gonna be the running gag, isn't it? I can tell it's just right there. But as good as it may seem for Clyde trying to keep his cool of his absent perfect attendance record out of the red, another rinse and repeat happens at this moment with Coach Patowski making the boys think that he might have overheard what Clyde did.
Under the sea, there'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Loud? McBride? What are you doing under my boat?
Just taking care of those pesky barnacles for you, Coach. Gotta keep your vessel in tip-top shape.
Why would you do that?
Well, you know what they say. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's it. No more fortune cookies for you.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
When doing a running gag, it should be something differently done and not be exactly the same as it is, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, take the Simpsons couch gag, for instance. Now that I think about it, they should have done something like that with the Loud House. You know, every time when it comes to Loud House and Lily's walking across the title, they should have her in different outfits. I mean, they did her snow outfit in Eleven Loud's Leaving. They did her as a ghost in Trick. Should have had her dressed up as a turkey during the Loudest Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? That would have been something.
I don't think you got enough oxygen down there, McBride. Ma! I just scraped all the barnacles off the boat. Can I have my allowance now?
What a dork.
But seeing how we got 3 minutes left of this episode, guess who else might have eavesdropped on their little conversation?
Awooga!
Hey, did you get a load of that MILF retard?
God damn, Jimmy. Can you say MILF? But you know the routine. They think somebody had eavesdrop on them. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You think all your problems are over until you think someone else actually eavesdrop on you. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Do you get the point?
She had headphones on. How would she have been able to hear it over that loud music blasting in her ear? Oh my god. We all know where this is going.
Okay, Petey, you seem to be all clear. Don't forget your lollipop.
That kid took more than just a freaking lollipop. He really is a sucker.
Hey, Nurse Patty. Oh, what are you boys doing in my office?
Oh, damn, she looked way more fine in that outfit than how her nurse outfit was. Gee, did they just change the dress code because her nurse outfit was a dress code violation? So nobody else couldn't try to play doctor with the nurse?
We just checked all the kindergartners for head lice. Okay. I'm a little confused here.
Trust me, baby, this will all make sense to you. I scratch your back, and you scratch mine. Yeah, you understand now, don't you?
Now that we have an understanding, I'll just take a lollipop and be on my way.
Is she going to bother to question where the rest of them are?
Where are they? 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 Where are they?
Where are they?
Yes! That was the last loose end. Now no one will ever know that I...
Shut up! Just shut up, you idiot!
This is the part where you get into trouble, so I'm gonna stop you right here.
Oh, thank you, Lincoln. Thank you!
I don't know about that. It felt like Clyde bit off more than he could chew. Then again, I don't think he has nothing to worry about. He's just that damn good of a kid.
Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's...
Stop singing!
McBride, I got you something. Your very own golf cart. Here's the key.
Wow, she's beautiful. But why are you doing this?
Now that is kind of generous. To be honest, I am actually intrigued to know why.
I heard about everything you did for our school. Even scrubbing Coach's boat so he could get his allowance. You've earned it, son.
Well, I don't know about that.
There's that winning McBride humility. You know what? You got more than perfect attendance. You've got perfect character.
Are you sure about that? Because he's not exactly perfect, but then again...
I have to digress about that. Perfect ain't easy, and there's no such thing as a perfect person. Or a character, for that matters.
Good morning, Royal Woods Elementary. Here are today's announcements. Due to a pending lawsuit, there will be no more dodgeball until further notice.
Gee, I can't even fucking imagine why, as anyone remembers teacher union with the coach at dodgeball. Would it be too late to have Miss Dan Martino actually be the gym coach again?
The spelling team took first place last night in the regionals. Today is Girl Jordan's birthday, so if you see her in the hall, be sure to wish her well.
No thank you, but I can assure you that Lincoln Loud was Prince Charming last night at the school dance, but who was his Cinderella?
So desperate to make a joke that you will consider off your taste. But I do have a little bit of self-control.
Oh, one more thing. Clyde McBride is a big fat liar.
Survey says...
Pussy, 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 pussy.
Attendance isn't perfect at all, and neither is my character. I don't deserve to be a junior administrator or a future principal, and because of all that...
Hey look, Renee! Remember her from back out there? It's good to actually see her in this episode. I wonder if she'll actually appear in future episodes in the middle school. But there's still a bunch of people that are still shipping Lincoln and Stella together, but how long will it be before Lincoln actually gets a kiss from Stella?
I hereby resign my post, effective immediately.
Survey says...
Pussy, 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 pussy.
I think you did that joke already.
Oh, and today's lunch is macaroni and cheese.
What the are you doing, man?
I decided I can't live a lie anymore, Lincoln.
From the moment of birth, you're already a parasite leeching off your mama's kids. Get the fuck over yourself, you fucking dipshit!
But I get it.
McBride, someone was just on the loudspeaker impersonating you.
No, sir, that was me. I haven't been honest with you. I actually missed today. I'm sorry about everything.
Hold on now, cheese and grits.
Oh, you're alive. For a moment there, I thought you'd be dying from a heart attack. And was that joke really necessary for Monty Python?
I don't have a joke about that right now, so...
You never missed a day of school?
Yes, I did. April 5th, 2012. It's in my school journal.
Well, nobody was at school that day, sugar dumpling.
I beg your pardon.
What was that you said?
What the hell are you talking about?
That was the Great Flood of 2012. School closed due to toilet explosion. Norm the janitor applies for emergency leave of absence.
Am I the only one who thinks that plot twist was kind of weak?
Okay, so remember what I said about Norm actually mentioning 2012? Before I can get into that, let me just tackle a couple of things that I never got to mention during this review. You all obviously know that this episode took place somewhere in 2016, in the month of November. And back early in the episode, when it came to one of the students' files, if you take a close look, there's a label that says Class of 42, knowing that Royal Woods Elementary has been open ever since that year. And about this Great Flood of 2012, that's really BS. What, did you think something like this actually really happened here in Michigan?
You're a fucking dumbass!
Fuck no. There's no way in hell they'd be shutting down the entire school just because one of the boys' bathroom was actually flooding. And they couldn't even turn so much of water pressure off, which could have been the various solution. And if the toilet did actually explode, you would have to be a complete fucking idiot to drop a bomb down it. And I mean that with an explosive bomb, like what happened in one Simpsons episode when Bart actually dropped a tiny little bomb down the toilet, and so many of the toilets in the elementary school exploded. I somehow think that might have been Chandler's sick idea of fun. So it's perfectly clear to say that Clyde had nothing to worry about, as I keep saying in this review. It's a good thing Clyde got to keep his position. Too bad he never got to keep it as soon as he went to middle school. Then again, it may not be too late to do that.
Well, now that we've cleared this up, McBride, there's some cupcakes that need tasting in the cafeteria.
On it, sir.
You'll probably need an assist with that.
Back to class, Loud.
Dang it.
I so love it when Lincoln tries to get involved with something that he always wanted to do and then it just blows up in his face. Sometimes it hurts more to be a boy than a girl.
Amazing day. Turns out dreams you never knew you had really can come true.
Dreams do come true.
Head itches. Better see Nurse Patty tomorrow.
Holy crap, he has head lice.
Survey says...
So that was Absent-Minded. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I didn't care too much for this episode. And this was an episode that I nearly dozed off to. Why was that? Well, because, well, for being a very loyal character, Clyde is, but sometimes he does come off as overreacting and makes a big deal over the very simple, minor things. Gee, I wonder where he got that from. So he gets himself an award from Principal Hudgens for all the recognitions and details he has been providing, especially for a perfect attendance award. And yet he goes through his personal kind of record book and he finds a page there where he thinks he actually skipped a day of school. So he and Lincoln go around so much doing so many different deeds for other members of the facility of the actual school. For the janitor, the secretary, the gym teacher, and even Nurse Patty, just to hide the truth to make sure they don't even tell anyone that Clyde has actually skipped a day of school. And I somewhat, where the fuck is this ever gonna lead up to? Well, get this. It turned out that Clyde had absolutely nothing to worry about. The reason why he didn't even go to school that day because it was closed. Wow, what a fucking shocker. This actually showed that he overreacted, but it could have been so much stronger if it wasn't the case. And yet he still got to keep his job because how good he is at it. You know, come to think of it, if the school was actually closed on that day, why wasn't it in the original records? I don't know, they didn't know how else to think so much of this. And I think it could have been so much better if Lincoln was not actually in this episode, that Clyde could have actually carried this episode by himself. Yeah, I know season 3 was giving Lincoln the no screen time treatment, but honestly, it wouldn't kill just to have him not appear in this episode. I mean, he does appear in the next episode and be Stella my heart. And believe me, I wish that episode would have had a real connection between him and Stella. So this episode didn't pique my much interest. The execution was pretty much forced, especially when Clyde would have actually known about this, that he actually didn't go to school that day. He could have asked his dads. I really don't have too much anything else to say about this episode, but I'm actually glad I actually reviewed this and got it done and over with. All right, new guy, let's see what you got.
I had a lot of fun reviewing this episode with ya, even if it was kind of an underwhelming all-round. Not really all that good of an episode, but not really all that bad a one either. Anyway, I'm sorry I stole the show from you with all the riffs and jokes I pulled. Because I am a huge fan of you and your work, and I really don't want to disappoint a respectable critic such as yourself. Even if you have done and said some very questionable things in your reviews, it's just something that a lot of people, including myself, can take a look back and laugh on. It was a pleasure looking at this episode with you.
By the way, you were actually really good in this review. I don't know if you'd be too interested or not, but the crew and I have been looking for a person who can actually help out with the Clyde McBride episodes. If you're interested in sticking around with us, just give me a message.
To be honest, I look forward to doing more episodes with you in the future. By the way, thanks for having me on the show. It was a pleasure being here. Well, I best be going now, because you're one guy with 1,000 views an episode you must review.
As of right now, this has been the Loud House Critic, and I smell predictability.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove is how we show our love. In the loud house, gotta love mom and dad, but not going completely mad.
I can set my atomic clock
Same
to
as always. You pull this every time.
Every day since kindergarten.